Welcome to Two Steps, a podcast where we step back and let God step in. What's up, baby?
Hey, Steve.
What is it, round 5?
Something
like that. Yeah.
Somewhere along the line.
We back at it again.
We back at it again.
We back at it again. We back at it again. Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh. Back up. Oh.
I'm trying to help, baby.
Hello.
Y'all, today is Super Bowl Sunday. Comment down in the comment section who y'all
thought was going to win. By the time y'all see this, it's going to be...
Probably not who y'all thought was going to win.
Or you just probably ain't voting for nobody.
Right.
Because who you wanted to win ain't in the Super Bowl. So you'll be all right.
Right. All right. So today, y'all, we are talking about
friendships.
Friendships in marriage.
Same-sex friendships in marriage.
Yeah. How you feel about it?
I feel like it's possible.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I have two close guy friends.
Yeah, but they're my friends too, though. So that really don't.
Yeah, but they weren't your friends when you met me.
All right, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Like, it's on you. Ball in your court, shorty.
Well,
see what I'm saying?
He played too much. Ignore him. It's okay. Just ignore him. He'll be fine.
Sorry.
Ooh, daddy tapping in, y'all.
Yeah, I'm
see
sorry,
daddy
y'all. He be
in.
wilding.
He
Okay,
ain't doing nothing but shaking, y'all.
Trying to get attention.
Anyway, but the more you pay him attention, the more he gonna try to come over here.
Yeah.
But I feel like in a marriage, you can have opposite sex. Mm-hmm. I think I said same sex when we first said.
Same sex, opposite sex friendships in a marriage.
In a marriage, yeah, that's what we're talking about, you guys. But I do feel like you can have opposite sex friends only if your partner is a friend with them as well.
Okay.
I don't believe in you having a friend that is not my friend. That's the opposite sex. I don't believe in that.
So if me and Aja let's say me and Aja weren't friends, but y'all were still friends. Mm-hmm. How would you feel about that?
There will be boundaries.
I mean, there's boundaries now, though.
I mean, yeah, of course, it has to be.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, because he's my friend and he respects my decision making, if I decided to get married, which we did. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be, and let's say y'all are not friends and y'all are not cool, y'all don't want to be cool, whatever the case may be, I prioritize my marriage over any friendship. So he knows that, and he'll just be like, I love you, sis. If you need me, I'm here.
Yeah.
But thank God it doesn't have to be that way, because I have two really great guy friends that prioritize getting to know you when we were just dating.
Right. So
how do you feel about it?
I feel the same. So I don't have many female friends,
right,
to start with, right? So I have one that I grew up with. Her name is Andriana. Mm-hmm. You know her.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have a close relationship, but y'all know.
No, I know
you
her.
know the history between me and her. Our moms are friends, so it's like by default we became childhood best friends.
But to be honest, y'all don't really talk.
That's what I'm saying. We don't really
but
talk
that's your
a
best
lot,
friend.
But that's my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, is no missing of heartbeat. Like if we come in contact, you know what I'm saying? So, and I do have another friend, Ashanti, but we don't really communicate like that.
Yeah,
we do. We don't really communicate like that. She is a friend that if I call her and I need something, or just like, and you're not, if I just need an outside some part. What? Let me talk.
Like the way you put that. You might try to reverse that. Try it again.
All in all, it's just another friend that I have. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we're not in communication like that either. I like as much, but yeah.
Yeah, I do have another guy friend. You haven't really met him yet. No, I'm just kidding.
Y'all, she play all day, and I can't. I hope his name start with a J and end with an S.
I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
I hope you met him.
No, I'm talking about I hope your friend is him.
Yeah, and I said you haven't met him. I would hope you met Jesus.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I was just saying I hope your friend is Jesus. Mm-hmm. I don't need you to meet Jesus. Mm-hmm. Jesus came before you.
That's all I'm saying. So relax.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think friendships in marriage is great. I think it's great if, like you said, the other person is friends with them as well.
Yeah, but I do think it's you have to prioritize creating friends after you're married.
Yeah.
Or like meeting people together.
Yeah.
At one point, because we have a big group of friends, actually,
huge,
but we met all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
So, like, even my close friend Autumn,
that's my dog.
I don't know if I talked about her on the podcast before.
I don't think so.
Shout out to my girl Autumn.
That's my dog right there.
But me and NyKe met her at the same time. And Jay,
so it's like, it's weird because it's not weird. So we're all a group. Yeah. But we all met each other at the same time. But Jay is a male, Autumn is a female, but we're all mutually friends.
Yeah. But we met each other at the same time. So I feel like it's no like deeper connection on one end than it is on another, if that makes sense. Like, even y'all, Aja is my close friend, but Aja called NyKe more than he called me.
Yeah.
And he gonna know everything before I know anything.
Yeah.
But that's the important factor that I'm making. It's like, although me and Aja have been knowing each other since freshman year of college, and you met him
like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Not
like
even.
when we were already a year into our relationship.
Yeah.
And now y'all have become like really, really close friends. I feel like he done kind of kick me to the curb. Nah,
not even. But y'all conversations are deeper.
I feel like because I know versions of him that you never knew.
I know Aja in the season he is in now. And, like, I only know Aja for 3 seasons of his life. You know him for way more.
Yeah.
And, like, lower, higher. Like, you know him. So, y'all, and Joe, too.
Yeah.
So, y'all conversation is a lot more deeper than me and his.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, definitely. But I feel like what I do love, though, and I've always said this, I do love that they've created their own relationship outside of me and my friendship that I have with Aja. Like, I feel like if you are going to have a platonic relationship with an opposite sex, you have to make sure that whoever your partner is gets their quality time to build their own friendship as well.
If they want to.
If they want to. And if they don't, then there's going to be some problems if you don't create those boundaries.
Right.
So let's talk about them. What are some boundaries that you feel like you should have with opposite sex friendships within a marriage?
Communicating at a certain time of the day.
For sure.
Is definitely one. Like,
okay, like too late, too early?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, too late, too early. I know, like, too late. Definitely, I'll probably say after 7.
After
8,
7?
That should it probably be, unless it's die hard emergency. Like I need to talk to you. Like, it's like an emergency, or like the person is in trouble.
Yeah.
Then I feel like there's some leniency there.
7, 8? Okay.
7, 8.
For me, I would say like 9 o'clock is like cool because I don't get off of work until about 7, 8. So it's like I ain't answering no phone calls throughout the time.
Yeah.
And most of the time we on the way home around like 7:30.
Right. But even then, by the time, like, for example, right, Aja calls me around like 6:30.
Yeah, he calls you.
Yeah, he calls me because Aja knows my schedule.
I'm finna knock him up.
Aja know what time I get off of work.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, I'm gonna call him at like 6:30.
Yeah.
He calls me, and then by the time when I come pick you up, we're on the phone already.
And he don't have a reason to call me because y'all already was talking.
Yeah, but even then, like, even 10 minutes after I show up with you, we hang up.
Yeah.
Because now I'm with you.
Right, the respect factor.
Yeah.
But I think that's just with any friendship in general, but specifically opposite sex.
Opposite sex is what I'm saying. Yeah.
So 7 and 8 is what you feel like is.
Because you don't really like talking on the phone either way at a certain time.
You're not a phone talker.
So mine for is like 7, 8.
What's too early?
It is for me. Anytime between 5 and 8.
5 and 8
is early.
Okay.
5 o'clock a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm not answering no phone like that unless it's like.
So no phone calls between the hours of
5 to
8 p.m. to about 8 o'clock in the morning.
For 12 hours, don't call me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, like being your wife, if somebody was to call you at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, it wouldn't bother me because I get up around 6 o'clock every day anyway.
Right.
So as long as they're not calling you before I get up,
oh yeah,
then it's not a problem. But
if they call me before I get up, it's a problem.
For sure.
Don't call me before
for sure.
I wake up.
If you're not getting up until about 8 o'clock,
don't
realistically,
call me,
you get up before that.
Yeah.
But you're not really mentally in a place to talk to people until about 8 o'clock.
Sound about right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's great.
What about you? What's your timeline?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of agreed. Mine was a little bit later, like the starting factor, but mine was about like 9:30-ish. 9:30, because that's when me and you really start spending our quality time after we've had a long day of work. Mm-hmm. So I definitely feel like about 9:30-ish. And honestly, it's not just opposite sex. Honestly, nobody don't call me past 9:30 because I ain't answering the phone.
You might be asleep.
I might be asleep. And if I'm not asleep, I'm spending some time with you.
Right.
And I already talked to everybody that I need to talk to throughout the day.
Yeah.
So, no, definitely. I feel like all of my friends know, like you said, if it ain't an emergency, don't call me because I ain't going to answer the phone.
So what's the boundaries of helping friends, like, in need? Like
financially, emotionally?
Yeah, any way. Like, what are the we're talking about opposite sex. So what is the opposite sex boundaries for helping that friend in need?
Give me an example, and then I'll be able to answer
finance.
the question.
I mean, and we're talking about in marriage. So financially,
okay,
helping an opposite sex in need.
So like, are they asking for help, or am I just volunteering help?
No, you're not volunteering. They're asking. Because if you're volunteering, that's totally different.
Okay.
If they're asking you, hey, Ice,
let me get $50.
You got $50. You can't afford to give me $50.
Okay. So if one of my friends were to ask me, hey, I'm struggling, can you give me some money?
Yeah.
My immediate thought would be like, hey, babe, how do you feel about me giving such and such money? Because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Communication, I feel like, plays a huge role in that. I feel like giving is giving. It doesn't matter to who it is. Like, we experienced this the other day.
Right.
And because both of us have the heart that wants to give, I feel like as long as it's communicated. Now, if I go behind your back and just be like, oh, let me send him $20, let me send him $30 here and there, and then not communicate with you prior to even doing it, and I just be like, oh, yeah, I sent them $30, you're going to be looking at me like.
Yeah, because there's an episode of Martin where Gina sent Cole $20, but Martin didn't know about it.
I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, Cole sent Gina $20, and Martin didn't know about it. So Martin didn't know about it until they said it in public, and Martin was like,
right,
what? So he said, so why didn't you come get me? He said, because the crazy thing is, Martin was like, I could have asked Cole to get the $20 and I would have gave it to you, then I would have paid him back instead of you going behind my back and then getting it. So I definitely understand that. It's like communication. Yeah. But I feel like that's with anybody though. Yeah. Not just opposite sex, but I know that's what we're talking about, but just saying, like, if all of them ask you for $20.
All them ask me for $20?
I mean, you gonna send it to her and then you gonna tell me.
Nah.
Because that's all though. You be like, yeah, girl, here.
I'm gonna be like,
hey, baby, I just said.
I'm gonna be putting the cash app. And
it's already in there.
At the same time, I'm gonna be like, hey, babe, just ask me for $20. Can I send it to her? You can be like,
oh, yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna say that to the opposite sex.
I'm gonna send as soon as you say, I don't.
Yeah.
Boop.
I'm gonna say that to the opposite sex though, if I know, like.
Yeah, I mean, but the great thing is the first step to having an opposite sex friendship in a marriage is ensuring that your partner knows this person and they've established a great relationship with them. Not just know them and then they don't like them at all and then you still cool, because it don't work like that.
Right.
But I'm grateful because I only have two guy friends that like will call me and they ain't gonna ask me for no money. That's the funny part. Like, if I help them, it's gonna be because I know that they're going through something,
and you're just gonna help them.
They're just not gonna ask. So I'm just gonna be like, babe, can we do this for this person?
Right.
But they're not gonna ask me because they respect our marriage, and I feel like that's like your true friends will support wherever you are in life, especially if you're married. It's like they're going to push you more towards your partner than they will try to divide the union.
Right.
And I think like that's the important factor, because if you had a friend that wasn't too fond of me, but it's kind of like, okay, we married, but y'all was friends before we got married, I wouldn't want you to be her friend after we got married, because at the end of the day, it's kind of like if something happens between us, it's gonna be like, I knew she was gonna be such and such. Like, you're bringing a negative spirit into an environment where you should be uplifting us to come together.
Grow and be better.
Like, no, definitely.
Yeah, and I definitely don't think like you can be friends with like anybody that you're at dealings with.
No.
Like in a
like no.
talking to relationship wise.
No, I feel like you can be cordial, but being friends.
Yeah.
What y'all friends about?
Right.
Because to me, if you were with somebody, whether y'all were dating or kind of just messing around in your past, and then later in life it's just like, oh yeah, we're friends. There's a part of y'all that still have those feelings. And I am not one to believe that feelings truly just go away.
Right.
After you break up with a person. And it's not like, oh yeah, my feelings are there, I want to be with them forever. It's like, no, like there's going to be things that remind you of that person. Right? Like even like in a marriage, like you might have experienced something with a partner prior to your marriage that is like, that's why people be like, I want to create new experiences with my partner so that I don't have to keep reminiscing on a person that I used to be with, because all of my great experiences were with them.
That person. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't truly feel like you can be friends with the person that you dated before.
Yeah. No, I definitely don't think that's a thing too.
Especially if you told that person that you love them and you just wanted to, in your mind you saw that life that we're living with them. Yeah. It's no way. I'm not even finna fall for that. Like, y'all can say, like, I know a lot of people be like, well, it's not that deep. Like, when you make the decision to just be friends, it should just be that. It's just like, well, why do you want to be friends with somebody that you used to date? Like, why didn't the relationship work? Because if y'all can still be friends, why didn't the relationship work?
Right.
There's obviously something. Like, I feel like if you are truly friends with a person and the relationship doesn't work out, a part of your friendship is not going to ever be the same because the relationship didn't work.
I feel like also too is like when you have a friendship in that space, is like you don't have to deal with them with everything that they come with.
Right.
Y'all just friends. You don't have to deal with all of that maintenance that they have. So it's like if we're in a relationship, for example, if me and you were friends, right, and you had a something. Let's say we dated before and then we became friends, and you had something that I was like, I just can't deal with that for the rest of my life. Then that's and when y'all become back friends, you don't have to deal with that because you didn't see that part of them. Like you didn't notice that part. Now, granted, is like when we break up, now I know that part of you, and it's like I know that, but I also know that I don't have to deal with that on a daily basis. Like you're only going to show me what you, as a friend, what you present me with. So it's like when when you break up after you guys are in a relationship and now y'all are back friends, it's kind of like I'm good now because I don't have to deal with those flaws or whatever it is that you dislike about that person, right? So it's like for us, we're married. You don't have many flaws to me, right? But if you did, those flaws that you are now, because I feel like we started off at kind of like friends a little bit. Like we got to know each other first before we went into a relationship. So it's like, I can deal with everything that she comes with. Like I can deal with that. Like it's not it's no deal breaker for me. So I think it's very important to get to know the person. I mean, like as a friend, that way if it didn't work, you be like, I can still be your friend. Like,
you contradicting yourself.
I think I am.
So are you saying that people can be friends, get in a relationship, and still be friends?
No, I think what I'm saying is you can be friends, get in a relationship, and if it didn't work, you still be cordial. But what I was saying is we were talking about, because I was just feeding off what you were saying when you said, why didn't it work? That's what I was going off of.
Right. But so when you were just talking, it sounded like you were kind of like saying that, yes, they can be friends afterwards.
They can be cordial.
Yeah, but forget it. You already made it clear. So you don't think that people that have been in a relationship can go back to being just friends? They could just be cordial.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So my biggest thing is like, if you were once friends and you guys both felt the same way about each other, and then that grew into a relationship. Let's say a lot of the times breakups are not mutual. People don't just be like, oh, well, we both just kind of decided that we don't want to be together no more. A lot of the times it's not that. A lot of the times something took place and people broke up, right? So it's like if something took place, let's say your heart was still in it, but mine wasn't because of something that you did, right? And I'm just like, whatever. Or vice versa. And one person is like, whatever, I don't want to be with this man no more, or I don't want to be with this woman no more, and bada boom, bada bang, we done, right? But the other person that still wanted to be in that relationship is still hoping that something could come. So when you go back into a friendship, it's like, yeah, I'm going to do everything that I was doing as your friend, but there's a part of me that still kind of hopes that you will feel the same way about me that you once felt, so that we can grow back into a relationship. That's in my mind. Mm-hmm. So have you ever experienced when you were dating prior to our marriage, have you ever experienced your girlfriend having opposite sex friendship that you weren't too fond of?
Nah, I've never experienced it.
No?
No, nobody's
never?
No.
Oh wow.
But I don't think they ever really had male friends for real. It was always female. You're the first person I ever met that actually had
male
like
friends?
True male friends.
Yeah.
Like never had that before.
That just made me think. I saw something on TikTok, and they were basically saying like the perspective of men having women friends and women having male friends have been misconstrued by society and making people feel like it shouldn't be a thing. Mm-hmm. But this girl gave her perspective, and I truly loved it. She was just like, I honestly feel like my man should have been close to at least one or two women throughout his lifetime, because that shows a sense of compassion that he has for women, mm-hmm. Respect in a sense, and the way that he values the women around him, right? And then it really makes you like go back and think, right? Because if you've never been in a friendship with a woman, and in a marriage you have to have a friendship, mm-hmm. you don't know how to be my friend. You only know how to date me. Right. So I feel like after hearing the perspective, it really made me think like, wow, in high school I used to feel like, that it ain't no way y'all could be friends because what y'all got in common, right? That was my mindset. Because right back then people was trying it. They'll give a friendship title because it's you flirting with the person and doing all that. And I'm like, nah, dead. Yeah. And if y'all was friends before me, dead. We friends. We all friends. You want to hang out with her, you hang out with me. Right. Keep it moving. Right. But now, shifting my perspective out of trauma and actually understanding the importance of being able to have a friend. Like me having a girlfriend like Sahara, Maisha, or Autumn, I talk to them different than I talk to Aja and Joe. Right. Like, when I talk to them about specific things that I wouldn't talk to a male friend about. But when I talk to my male friends, it really just be life stuff. Like, that's all it is. Literally. But with the girls, it's more an emotional sense because they're more understanding of where I am. Right. But if I truly want another perspective on life, I go to my guy friends because my friends are going to look at it from an emotional standpoint. But my guy friends are going to be more realistic. And I always, of course, come to you. But it's like if we're happening to have a conversation about life and then we just going into, our conversations, because, our conversations be all over the place. But that comes up and it's just like, oh, okay, boom. But there's never been a sense of like, oh, I want to be with them because I love the way that we talk. Like, yeah, that's weird. But I think we did that to each other. Me and you. Yeah. But you're funny. When we started talking, we was talking with the intention of dating. Yeah. It was never like, oh, I just want to be your friend. I ain't never did that. If I'm talking to a dude, I'm gonna get to know you as we date. I'm not finna, because I feel like I can't just be like, ooh, I've been close with somebody for 7 years and now all of a sudden I've just grown feelings. Like, that's weird. That's weird to me. That's weird. But a lot of people have their love stories that come out like that. But I feel like deep down inside, if you have a situation like that, 9 times out of 10, you already been feeling that way. You just was afraid to act on those emotions.
Or there was other people that y'all were dealing with that you couldn't really
And
navigate.
it's like, was you really his friend? Or was you just waiting to see what happened?
Right.
That's why I'm like, if I want to date somebody and I know that I'm already putting them in that category,
that's
where we going.
Yeah.
So either this going to work or it ain't going to work. And if it don't work, moving on.
So, baby, I was never your friend?
Nah.
Oh, man.
Nah, I mean... No.
That was quick. Nah, I ain't been your friend.
No, you were my friend, but when we started like flirting with each other prior to us dating, it was with an intention of it being a relationship.
Yeah.
I was never like, ooh, you're my friend, woo, besties. Like, no. It was like, this nigga want to go on a date with me. He's shooting his shot. You don't even follow me. How you know what I got going on?
You follow my page.
I did. Find your page. Oh, that's another.
We're not talking about it no more.
That's another story.
We're not talking about it no more.
He love to make it seem like I just dunked on him. No, I didn't. I assisted the pass.
We're not talking about that no more.
I literally gave him the ball.
But that was your intention though.
No. Initially, I promise. I put that on everything.
You just kind of contradicted yourself just now.
No, I'm saying after. Okay, it was 2 things that happened. The very first comment that I commented under your video was just a reaction of you dancing. But when you came back, by the time you came back with that comment, it was like, that's what I say every time I see you dance. I done already scrolled through your page because I didn't know who you was. So I'm looking at everything. I'm like, oh, he kind of cute. Like, gotcha. And so I was like, oh, thank you.
Right.
My thank you was like, yeah, go ahead and slide in the DMs.
Nah, I didn't know that though.
But you did.
I did it though.
Exactly. So you don't ever know when the assist is coming when I'm coming down the court with the ball.
Now we're married.
You just gotta be ready.
What the heck?
Gave it to you. Boom. Got that thing.
Oh, you ghetto.
Okay.
Boom, gave it to you.
Okay.
What?
What about it?
Yeah. But yeah, I think friendships in marriage is good. It just has to be good.
Yeah.
And it has to be cordial and understanding and in agreement from both sides.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Hold on, I think I have a question.
Sit down.
Ooh.
Sit.
Do you think an opposite sex friendship can strengthen a marriage? If so, how?
Yeah.
How?
I feel like without her knowing, I feel like Autumn definitely helped our relationship.
Really? Why you say that?
Because I feel like, one, Autumn brings you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, and I feel like that helps us because it's like now it's the beneficial for me because I get to see that for you. You kind of react in a certain way.
How she bring me out my comfort zone?
I don't know. I feel like you, like when you're like, because our schedules are conflicting, so we're always at the house. So when you're going out, it's 9 times out of 10 it's with Autumn.
Yeah.
Right?
For
and
sure.
when you're coming home, it's like you feel refreshed because you got to go outside. You got to be, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of beneficial because like, okay, now, it's a different energy that happens. Like for me, when I go out with Jay or Aj or Tori. Yeah.
Y'all love to go out, y'all.
Yeah, but it's like when I come back, it's like, it's a different energy. It's that masculine feel, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. Yeah, so I mean, I definitely feel like having friends of the opposite sex is definitely beneficial for us.
Babe.
But
you were just talking about
same sex. Oh yeah. Even with Jay, same thing for you. Energy.
Like me going out with Jay?
No. I'm saying Jay being around you.
Oh no. Okay.
Like there's a lot of times where I've been around you. Like I haven't been around you, but Jay has been around you.
Okay, I understand.
Like those things play a part too. It's like. There's several occasions. I don't think I've ever been around Autumn without you there, per se. I don't think I have been.
No, I feel like if I was around Jay, it was probably a whole bunch of other people around us too.
No, yeah, y'all haven't just been around, but y'all have been in like y'all have had conversation or just you two, and I haven't been in there.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? So
that's true.
But I don't think I've ever been. Oh no, I can't say that. There was me on the Master P tour. Yeah, and then we were driving back. Yeah, so we had conversations. So definitely situations where it's like that, like we can get a different understanding, a better understanding. Yeah.
For me, I think that they can strengthen a relationship because they give you insight on what your partner the way that they might think. Like, if I ever were in a predicament to where it's like me and you just can't figure it out, the person I would probably go to talk about the situation would be Aja, because Aja understands your thought process as a man, right? So it gives you a male perspective or a female perspective so that you can understand what your partner is trying to say, even if the delivery is not the best. Yeah. So, like, if I wanted to really understand, like, and you're not able to effectively communicate about a topic that means a lot to you, right? And it's like, okay, look, I'm frustrated because I'm doing the best that I can. I know that me going to Aja, he's not going to be like, well, I don't know what y'all got going on. Just let it go. He's not going to pull us apart. He's going to be like, look, like maybe he's just thinking about it this way. Like, you're looking at it, I understand your view, but he's looking at it from this way. And I feel like when it comes from somebody that has nothing to do with this situation, it really helps you, like, look at things for what they are and not like what you've kind of overthought them to be in your mind. Because I feel like a lot of times relationships do that. Like, you'll create all the scenarios in your head and that's not really what it is. You just kind of like put pieces together and it didn't add up. Yeah, I did that a lot, but I don't think I do that as much anymore. Yeah, but I definitely think, like, if you were to call Autumn about me, she's not gonna be like, well, just leave her. Like, it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the friends that we do have truly love our union and the happiness that it brings us. So they're always pushing us towards each other. Like my guy friends are going to push me to figure it out with you. And same for Autumn. Like, you call her and be like, look, I'm thinking about such and such. She gonna be like, you better figure it out. Like, right. And then she gonna pull me to the side and be like, what's going on? Right. And then push me towards you.
Yeah, because I don't think our friends really play sides.
No.
Like, we don't
realistic.
have friends that play sides.
It's like nah, that ain't gonna cut. Right. Like, they're very straightforward. But I love that about us. And I love that, like, we've accepted everybody with open arms. So, like, whether it be same-sex friends or opposite-sex friends, when we were introduced to people and we both felt like, okay, this could be a friendship, that's just kind of where we kept it. And then we've allowed that relationship to grow together instead of it being like, oh, I have a stronger bond with this person, but we met them at the same time. It's like, I feel like how we are with everybody that we're cool with, we're on the same page with everybody. Like, we feel the same way about them, they feel the same way about us.
I mean, even Dominion, like, we all made each other understand. Yeah. We're all friends.
And we all kind of talk to each other the same amount of time. Like, right. I'm not talking to one person more than you're talking to another. Like, yeah. I think that's great. I think I have one more question.
I'm getting interviewed.
We both answering the questions.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, how can couples balance trust and transparency when it comes to friendships of people with the opposite sex?
Trust and transparency?
Yeah.
Like vulnerability?
Like, for example, I can answer that question. I feel like when I speak to trust within our marriage, when it comes to our friends with the opposite sex, that's what the question is basically saying. So, like, I will never talk to Joe or Aja without telling you that I talked to them. Oh, yeah. And I never, like, have to go into details about what we talked about. But if you ask me, I wouldn't mind telling you. But I always say, oh, I talked to Joe today, or I talked to Aja today. And I feel like just communicating that those things are being said prevents any trust being lost in those settings. But, like, if you were to talk to one of your girlfriends and then it's like 3 weeks later it was like, oh yeah, I talked to such and such 3 weeks ago. It's like, okay, like you didn't feel like you could have told me that, like,
right.
I mean, even though like to some people it doesn't feel that deep, but I feel like me, I'm the type of person that likes to be involved in what's going on. Like if you tell me everything else you got going on and you tell me who else you talk to, like you'll tell me, oh, mom called me today, or my dad. I'll be like, have you talked to your dad today? You'll be like, yeah, my dad called me. But you can't tell me that your girlfriend called, not your girlfriend,
best friend.
Your girl best friend called,
yeah.
or whatever the case may be.
Friend
it's
girl.
like, then it make me feel like, why are you being weird to me? Like, what you feel?
I feel the same, but y'all, me, if Aja was to call her and I didn't know about it,
You wouldn't.
I just didn't know about it. Like, cause I'm just not the type of person that like, cause once I understand people's character and I know them, like on the opposite sex side, it's like I already know. It's like it's probably 9 times out of 10 he's talking to you about work, school, or his relationship.
Yeah.
Or y'all might be talking about God.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else I need.
That we could be
like
talking
I don't
about.
everything that y'all talk about 9 times out of 10 we talk about.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't really need to know. Like Joe. Me and Joe don't really talk like that.
Right.
But even if then I know Joe's character.
And he's not here, so that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, so I'm just like, if Joe was to call you and you didn't tell me, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
If you didn't tell me, I just didn't know. And then if you decide to tell me 3 weeks later, I'd just be like, oh,
yeah,
cool.
I think a sense of how you communicate has a lot to do with like how you were raised. Like for me to avoid getting into problems, I overly communicate things so that it doesn't even leave a gap for people to overthink. So it's like something as simple as me telling you, hey, I talked to such and such today. Even though I know you don't care, it's like I don't ever want you to feel like I'm doing things in secrecy. Like, no, you're gonna know everything that I got going on. Like, I even be telling you stuff that's going on with my clients, with the studio. Like, I'm gonna share everything because I want to be as vulnerable and transparent as I can with you, so that there's no questions about how I'm moving.
Right.
And I feel like maybe that played a part because I've experienced relationships where people were sketchy in the way that they move, where it was like, all you had to do was tell me. Like, why you just didn't tell me? Now, the way you moving making me feel like you're really doing some stuff on the low. Like, but I guess maybe that's where that come from for me. But for you, it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, because I don't have time to be like worried about that type of stuff. Yeah. Mentally, I don't have time is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
because I just like it is. I mean, that's kind of what it is. Like,
yeah. I mean, and I think that's honestly great. It's a sense of peace where it's just like, if you are doing something, honestly, I really don't care. It'll come up whenever it need to come up. And I think that's amazing. I feel like a lot of men have that characteristic. And a lot of women, because they've experienced so much trauma,
yeah,
it's kind of like, some women are like, whatever is being done will be exposed later, right?
I haven't met any women like that.
I mean, Autumn's like that. Autumn don't be caring.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I have. I don't know her on that level though.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No, she's very like, whatever, girl. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think like for me, it's always been like, even take relationships out of it in life. Like I've always been the person that's like, I want to know what's happening so that I can prepare for whatever's to come.
Right.
So it's like, if you are doing something, then I'm plugging things in. Like keeping notes, boom. Yeah. On this day, you was acting weird to me around 7 p.m. And then on the next day, it was giving you didn't really want to talk to me. Mm-hmm. But I'm a vibe, and I'm going to let you do what you're doing. A week go by, and you ain't hit me up? Oh, yeah, nah. You playing. But I think that's always just been my mindset. And I think that comes with a lot of overthinking, too, because there's great things in me being able to acknowledge, inconsistency, but sometimes it leaves too much room for me to think about, like, there's a possibility this could be this could be this could be like you thinking
Right.
about 8 different possibilities and what the outcomes could be. And now I feel like I've gotten to a better place of just like letting things be.
Yeah.
Like if you don't hit me up, okay, well you don't hit me up, then talk to you when I talk to you.
Yeah. I think I always had that mentality though.
Yeah.
I underthink. Like I don't
Yeah,
think
and
at all.
sometimes
Like,
I'll be ready to say like, you don't care about nothing.
It's not even that I don't care. It's just like outside of like the people that I talk to and my family and friends, I don't care enough about people's emotions to put another in. Like I don't get upset about.
But even your family and friends, it just kind of be like, okay.
But it's all because of my own protection. Like
so you feel like
mental protection.
It's easier for you not to care because
I care.
Okay.
Stop saying I don't care.
Let me not say you don't care. I know that you care, but I'm saying it's easier. Like it's protecting you more when you don't overly show that you care.
Well, like I don't need to be included in everything. Like I don't need to So I think me saying like I don't care or whatever, like care is not the thing. It's I do care, but it's more so just protecting the piece that I have. Like I can't give my emotional piece to everybody. Like I can't do that because I'm not gonna have enough for myself.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to protect that and put that in a box and save it. Now, don't get me wrong. I will be there for people and I will include myself in those things if it's detrimental to them. If it's detrimental, but if it's just like drama and I'm straight. Like I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like you ask anybody that know me, like my family, if it's anything drama related, don't call NyKe.
Yeah.
Cause NyKe ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah.
Like you gonna be mad at me because I'm just gonna reiterate what y'all already said.
Yeah.
Like I don't do well with drama. I don't do well with confrontation, and I will never put myself in the place to where I have to make those decisions.
Yeah. No,
so,
that's great.
Me, I do care, but I do not care enough to be in drama.
Yeah.
So,
no, of course. Same. I feel like my inclusiveness comes from always being the person that everybody comes to for everything. So growing up with that responsibility, I feel like I've kind of created that as a characteristic, which is
right.
not like now that I'm older and understanding, it's not the best because you become a people pleaser without even trying to be because you're so used to the role of being the person that everybody needs and the glue for everything, where it's like, oh, if I need anybody to show up, it's going to be Isis. So let me call Isis. Hey, where are you? Like, can you do this? And here my answer is always yes. Yes, I can. Even when I don't even have the mental capacity to take on that weight, I still do it. Right. And so as I got older, I started to rely on people needing me to do things to make me feel enough.
Y'all, I had to check Isis the other day.
What I do?
Cause I called you. What was the first thing you said when I called you? What you said? What did you say?
Huh?
What you say? Come on.
I said, what's wrong?
Yeah. Every time I call her.
No. Don't even say every time. It's not every time. It's only when I'm at work.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only time I called you.
But you had just called me not too long before that.
No, I called you at like 9 o'clock. And then I didn't call you again until I went on break at like 12 something. I didn't call you just
too long ago.
Anyway, I had to tell her, yo, when I call, don't ask me what's wrong. Okay?
Okay.
There's nothing wrong. I can call you. Like I told her, if there's something wrong, I'm not calling you about that.
Okay.
If I don't call you, then be like, what's going on? But if I call you, we good. I think just because people call you when
so when you don't be calling me on break, when you on break.
Yeah, then you can hit me up.
And then your answer be, I just forgot to call.
Yeah, but now you know. But if I call you, ain't nothing wrong with me.
Okay.
I'm straight. I don't want nothing from you. Ain't nothing wrong with me. You're my wife. I can call you if I want to without something being wrong.
So next time you call, I'm like, hey, babe.
And leave it at that. And don't say what's wrong.
What you doing?
Nah, let me talk first.
Okay.
And then be like, okay, cool. And then we can have a
Okay,
conversation.
let's practice.
All right, go ahead.
Hello?
What's up, baby?
Hey, babe.
I'm on break. What you doing?
Oh, nothing. Just working.
Yeah, boom. You see how easy that was? Now let's do it with the what's wrong.
Okay. Hello?
What's up, baby?
What's wrong?
You see how that just went like, what? What are you talking about? Nothing's wrong. No, or she might be like, hey, what's wrong?
No, yeah, that's what I was saying.
You say,
I
hey.
don't even give you a chance.
You don't even say what's wrong. You say, hey, what's wrong?
I mean, go. Hey, what's wrong?
I'll be like, what? Nothing is wrong. But I think just come with people like calling you about something. And I don't like when people call you and be like, I'm just like the fake checkup call. And they be like, hey, I was just trying to see, can I borrow $50?
I can't afford to give you $50.
But it's like, bro, for me, if you call me about money, just call me about money. Yeah. Don't call me be like, hey, how you doing? Point. What you do? Nah, skip that. Hey, bro, you got $50? Like, just call me. Get straight to the point. Yeah. Because now you give me false hope that you actually called for me. Yeah. And you did not call for me.
Yeah.
So,
but I think, like, now, ever since we got married, I feel like those phone calls kind of stopped.
They did stop.
And I feel like that was God's way of kind of switching me into understanding that's not who I am.
Right.
That's just something that I've adapted to because of circumstances.
Right.
Like, even me and my mom had the conversation not too long ago. Like, when we talk about our childhood and we talk about certain things, it's so funny because as an adult, you don't realize that you are, when you speak about your childhood, you know, some ways it can be offensive to your parents because they raised you, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, I feel like when I talk about my childhood, I like to be very particular about what I say or very specific about what I'm saying, and so that it's not taken in the wrong way, right?
Right.
And so, like, when I talk about the emotional sense or me just taking on the responsibility of being there for everybody, I think, like, a lot of times people, especially in the Black community, will be like, you know, like, my mom forced me to do such and such, such and such. My mom never forced me to do anything.
Right.
But I've just always been the person that when I see something's missing, that's where I go to help. Like, even when I enter rooms, you made this statement before. It was like you walk into rooms and you immediately find an area that needs help and then you do so. But I think, like, that just came from being a child. Like, raised by a single mother, it's 6 of us. There was always something that could be done. Something as simple as helping my siblings with their homework. My mama just got home from working maybe 2 jobs. I can only imagine where her mind is, and like, I don't have any kids right now, and I already be like, I really don't feel like talking when I get off of work. But like, to imagine coming home to kids and then having to provide them a place to express how their day was. My mom didn't have that back then. Right. And now I'm just so proud of her because she does now, but she didn't have that back then. So I was the go-to person because I was always involved. So it's like, oh, you got a test coming up, you got this, come on, let's figure it out. Oh, you got a project, come on, hands on. Like, and I got joy from that. And I feel like God helped me understand the purpose that came with that. I just adapted something that society would call people pleasing as I grew older because I loved the feeling of being able to help people.
Right.
And so now I understand that a part of my purpose is being able to identify areas that need help, to identify areas that I can help in, not necessarily need help, but areas that I can help in when I come to a place to be an asset and not a liability.
Right. I feel like I'm just going to look at the camera too. Y'all have to give y'all parents some grace because it's their first time doing life too. And they're learning, you know, they had a little more experience, but at the same time, it's like, it's their first time. One, some of us first time being parents. Second time is being their first time being parents to 2 people, being parents to 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. It's the first time for everything.
Yeah.
First time being grandparents. Like, we have to learn to give our parents and grandparents some grace because it's their first time and they're learning too. It's a new season for them as well. So I just want to, throw that out there because everybody's like, it's your first time being a son, first time being a daughter, granddaughter. Like, we don't know what we're doing in these titles, so it's just like.
But I do want to add, you have to take responsibility of your life. Like, I heard this when I was young, and I've been sticking to this forever. But it's like, you cannot control the cards that you are dealt, but you can control how you play them. So it's like, when it comes to your life, if your parents struggle in an area that you feel like you deserve more in or you would have liked more in, now it's your responsibility to heal that area so that you can give that to your child. Like, that's literally all it is. But if you are still broken and you're blaming your parents for why you are the way that you are as a grown adult, that's become a you problem and not a them problem, because they can't go back and raise you again. But you can go back and heal the areas that were missing and the pieces that were missing in your life, where if it was a father figure or a mother figure, or you had both parents and they just weren't emotionally there for you, now it's your responsibility to see like, hey, I felt this way when such and such happened, so let me do the work so that way when I'm in a relationship or in a marriage, I don't attract a person in the broken state that I'm in right now.
Right.
And so that when we have children, we can raise our children better in a sense of where I felt like I needed more.
Right.
That's it. Like, it's really not that deep. I feel like we overcomplicate a lot of things. And what's funny is, you guys, the topic of today was opposite sex friendships. And we somehow ended up on this topic.
We always do that. But it's needed as well.
It's for sure needed, because there's somebody watching this video right now. You are still healing from your childhood trauma. Great. But healing is a journey, you guys. It doesn't happen overnight. So there's going to be areas that you feel like you've healed in. Until you're faced with those problems again, you won't really know if you're healed, because you have no reason to deal with them.
Right.
And it wasn't until like I got into a place to where it was like I thought that I had healed from a lot of my childhood trauma, and then I was put in a position that a part of me had an underlying expectation, and I was let down and I was disappointed because I put myself back in the predicament that I was in when I was little. And then God revealed to me the reason why you keep going through the same thing is because we put our parents on a pedestal. Without understanding that God is our Father. So any area that our parents won't feel, God can.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of times we expect our parents to be up here, and then when they don't meet those expectations, now we feel like, God, like, how did you give me a parent that can't even take care of me?
Or we take them from up here and now we drop them down just because they didn't meet that expectation.
For that we had.
Right.
And then we also don't communicate, or we don't feel like we can because of what our childhood was. But as an adult, it's your responsibility to say like, hey mom, hey dad, look, I really need this from you. I don't feel like I've gotten this from you. And if they aren't receptive to what you're saying, that's not your problem. That's theirs for them to handle. That means they still have healing to do on their own. But if you don't communicate the areas of concern, then how can you expect somebody to fix something if they don't know that it was ever wrong?
Right.
Or you don't give them a chance to apologize, because a lot of the times all we want is them to apologize, to listen to how we feel and say, look, baby, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to give you exactly what you needed.
Right.
But now I can.
Right. Yeah.
And that's it. But love on your parents, because nobody's perfect, and eventually you will be in the same place that they were in. And then no matter the kind of life that you give your child, there's always going to be something that you could have done better. So your child is going to be like, oh, you could have did this and you could have did, and you're going to feel the same way that your parents did.
Right.
So it's a continuous cycle, because you're going to grow in one area, but your child is going to need something that you don't have.
Right.
And it's your job to continue to work on building those character traits that your child need, and paying attention to their needs, and not putting what you needed as a child into what you think that they need as a child. Identifying who your child is and what they look for from you, and open those doors of communication with your children to be able to identify, like, look, you need me to be more emotionally supportive. You need me to be more physically supportive, because maybe I haven't been able to come to all of your games because I can't afford to pay the bills because I work 2 jobs and I can't come because I can't call off of work. But is your job more important than you showing up for your child? So it's like, okay, boom, let me take off of work one day and come to this game. That might change their life forever.
I'm going to all the games.
Hello?
Let me tell you something.
I'm there. Even if we have more than one child, even if I gotta leave one game and then go to the next.
No, we're just gonna split. You at a game. I'm like, if the game's at the same time.
No, I'm going to both.
Oh, period. How you gonna go to both?
We gonna go to one. Let's say
at the same
play
time.
football.
Both of them at 7:00 p.m.
Both of them at the game gonna last more than 7 to 8. I'm gonna go to half for one, and I'm gonna go to the half for the other.
So we're gonna swap. That's what I'm saying. I go to one half. You go to
Okay,
first half, and then we be like,
works.
all right, baby. Boom.
And
I meet
then
you
they
at
ride
half.
home with
Boom.
you, and then they ride home with me.
And we go to that half, go to that. So we ain't missing
So
nothing.
we both were present for that specific child.
Parenting to kids that we don't even have
That
yet.
we don't have yet.
Yeah, so friendships.
Woo!
Nah, that was great.
Relationships.
Baby, I love when you talk.
You do?
Yeah, it gives me a sense of like, yeah, that me.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We love y'all.
All right,
I
Super
feel
Bowl
good
Sunday.
about-
Whoop! No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
Super Bowl Sunday. Comment down and, put it in
Taylor
the
Swift
comments.
gonna win. That's what they said.
Child, we don't talk about Taylor Swift on this podcast. We don't talk about her on
The
here.
world that we live in, child.
Yeah, we cool off her.
And we gonna leave it at that.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the 5th rendition of this podcast.
5th
y'all.
or 6th? Is it the 5th or
It's
the
5th.
6th?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing good, and I'm so happy that we're being consistent and keep going. Make sure you guys
Like,
love
comment, subscribe.
well that, but I was gonna say love on somebody, hug on somebody, and just give your parents some grace.
Spend some time with people.
Spend some time with people. Spend time with friends, whether it's opposite sex, same sex, but make sure it's okay with your partner if
you're married.
If you're married,
Because you're not. Never mind. You know how they say you single till you married.
It's true.
So
I think that's true.
I think that's true too.
Yeah, you're single until you're married. Let me not put that in people's head. You're single to marry. NyKe said I'm single, so I'm breaking up with you.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, that's another.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that on another episode,
Yeah.
y'all.
All right.
But thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys so much. All of the views that we've been getting, thank you for the shares, thank you for the reposts,
Thank you.
the likes, or even if you're watching it and don't interact, we appreciate you.
Appreciate them watch hours.
We love you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed week.
Yes.
And let God use you.
All right.
Peace.